Okay, we're going to see Concrete Park, which is a collaboration of the KHM in Cologne, the Kunsthochschule für Medien in Cologne, and the HZT in Berlin. This is a masterclass called Solar, and this collaboration, out of which the film came, took place during 2 semesters, and our students were watching a lot of dance plays, and the way we approached dance was over documents of dance. We watched a lot of films on dance, from Michael Clarke, Hail to the Puritan, to films of Adam Linder and Sharia Massad, and we had like we went to Element Hotel shows and so on and so on and so on. And then we met in this period of 1 year, 2 semesters, in Cologne, and the students produced a film together. And we are now going to watch this film. It's 46 minutes long, and after that we're going to discuss the whole process of making this film and project happen. Okay. I want to welcome on stage Andrea Niederbuchner. She's a curator and creative designer producer in contemporary dance, based in Berlin. She was working as a manager for Michael Clarke Company. She recently is managing Adam Linder, and she works together with artists as like Thomas Schaubitz, Sebastian Matthias, and Wolfgang Tillmans. And she's also a curator for Tanz im August. And 2 years ago, she created a show at the I always want to say Haus der Kultur der Welt. It's from Akademie der Künste in Berlin with Rosemary Butcher. Welcome. Our next guest is Martin Sonderkamp. The other guest also come. Great. Martin Sonderkamp is a choreographer, and he's a professor here in Cologne at the Academy at the University for Music and Dance. And he started in Amsterdam at the New Dance Development.
School for New Dance Development. NDO. SNDO.
SNDO. But where's the D coming from? Ah, it's from the development. Okay. And he worked with Katie Duck, Sharon Smith, Amanda Miller, Steve Paxton, Jonathan Burrows, and Max Hewlett, and many more. And he was also, during the process of producing this film that you just saw, Concrete Park, he was also doing a workshop with our students to get them in touch with the physical aspect of dancing, not only looking at documents and watching films and reading text, but also like do the real work on stage. Now we have Künstlerduo, natürlich in German, Miriam Gossing und Lina Sieckmann. They work as an artistic duo since actually they were born. Well, they started the Sandkastenfreunde, you say in German. They know each other since they're babies, more or less. So, but they started to work together as artists at the KHM, where they graduated last year. And one of their films is here at the VIDEONALE. It's called 1 Hour Reel. And, now comes the good part, they won the Deutsche Kurzfilmpreis for their work Ocean Hill Drive, and they did a work called Desert Miracles, which is on wedding rooms in Las Vegas, and which I really like very, very much. So welcome, Miriam and Lina. And the first question also goes in your direction, and it's on how did you get the idea? Because in Concrete Park, in the film that we just saw, there's this sequence at the pool. I want to ask you, how did you get the idea of making this piece of work for me to include to Concrete Park?
The parts, to the, like, I would say also some words to the make, the process of Concrete Park, like some people did like pieces of 4 minutes, for example, also Benjamin, and like some other people that gave them to Tobias, and also there was like a lot of material produced also backstage, the camera, where you see the producing scenes, and this was like given to Tobias, and he edited like the whole movie out of it, and like this was more or less the process. So the scene of with the VIDEONALE, the opera is the piece we had in this work, and also the scenes on the pool. But we gave them to Tobias unedited. And the pool, like the idea we had with the pool scenes was like to inscenate like gestures from swimming pool movies. Like there's 3 swimming pool movies done, and stage them in a different setting, not at a like Mediterranean outdoor pool. In France or something, but in like a really cold environment, which is more or less looking artificial, and like to also then like play with the gender roles in these films, where always like this talks about relationships and stuff are going on, and then like and sometimes like changing them, like sometimes you see like we changed the roles in some parts and some parts not, and also like we changed like very like androgynous protagonists.
But you used the film as a blueprint for making your piece.
Yeah, we actually we had a look at all these films and found very interesting that there were scenes that were in all of these. For example, the woman that gets pushed in the pool, like very interesting for us, or how like the bodies behave at this poolside. And so we was kind of a reenactment then in the indoor pool of several, like for example the famous scene where the camera goes over the female body and then it goes up and ends up at the belly of the man. And we tried that and still working on it. It's on a sketch to this point.
So it will be different than the version I edited out of your material.
Yeah. Without the bing, bing, bing. And also like the whole experience for us was really new. Like some people might know, Lina and I are mostly working with architecture in our films, like nearly no performance or protagonist. So the whole process of this 1 year cooperation with the UDK and the KHM, and also with Martin and Phil, was like really new to us, and it was like really interesting. So for us it was like doing like the first steps of working with performance and our pieces.
Before Martin, we were talking about the possibilities, how to use like documents for die Möglichkeiten von wie man die Herangehensweise, wie man mit Dokumenten umgeht oder wie man Dokumente erstellt. Hat man nicht ein Bildfilm beispielsweise? Den Trisha Brown.
den Trio-A-Film.
Genau.
Diese Filme.
Ja, genau.
Das kannst du hinführen.
Does everybody know about Trio A from Yves? More or less. So it's because in one of the films of Concrete Park, apart from from Peter Harris is actually. So you see here Yvonne Reiner talking to Martha Graham, impersonated by Richard Muth, while she's teaching the version of Trio A, that in itself already had a lot of influences from modern dance, and so she's actually, well, you have a look at it. I don't want to take the joke off.
Dance for the more extreme kinds of activity.
It meant a refusal of what you had been taught. A refusal of classical and modern
technique, which would be ballet and grand.
Ballet and grand. So, from here, you're looking back at your own leg, and the hand on the forehead, it just drops, and then this whole configuration drops down to the ground, so the crown of the head touches the floor. You boost yourself up, take one step, plie, and lunge, and the hands are clasped in front, the left hand escapes, swings around, and the right hand points to the corner, and all of your weight is on this left hip. So, you want to? I just want to make one small adjustment. The hand here, like so, shoulder length. Yes? Okay. So you're pointing in the to the corner, and come around.
I don't know if everybody saw the connection, which it belongs to the one with the where they're doing Trio A in the garden, where the Rasenmäher is going around. So just the.
Yeah, we showed the students this film, and Peter's also interested in dance. He was interested in dance before, and then he went to his dancing classes, and there his teacher he taught them how to dance Trio A, and then he decided to do it in the garden of his parents. And there was an interesting discussion going on then. Like, students of the class said, "How could you do this iconic dance piece in the Vorgarten in Cologne? This is impossible. Don't you know these implications of gender and gender roles and stuff like that?" And he said, "I don't care. I'm making it nonetheless." And it was really refreshing to see how our students approached dance, and because it was also really new to me. And during the seminar, we had to learn the language of contemporary dance, and it was really interesting because it was a journey for us all to go through it. And the thing is, like, it was like called, the whole seminar was called Capturing Dance, and on documenting dance and documentation as an artistic practice. But it was really became interesting is that we just watched continuously documents created from the dance world over the last 40 years. And it was really good to see all these things also from Barbara Mungo and so on. And yeah, had a huge impact for the working students.
I had more like okay, maybe to come back to this, like
More a question to you guys, because I find it redundant to just talk about it from my perspective. So, in a way, like, I think, like, that documentation and filmic work and dance have always interacted with one another. I think, like, what I know from it since 60s, 70s, music, fluxes, and postmodern dance, Jackson Church, all these theories, very much also part of that. And because you also mentioned that when we work, maybe to explain it, when we work together, what we did, what was actually a translation of the functions of a camera back into the eye. So there was a lot of work with like peripheral vision, how certain ways of watching somebody perform change the presence of the person performing. So it was actually, let's say, undoing the technicality of the camera and putting it back into the body. I mean, that was more my approach to it. And I was just wondering, what did it to you? Because when you're saying that you work with the performativity of architecture and the situation of this, I saw it also on your website, the wedding rooms, you know. So there's a kind of a presence, even a physical presence or a human presence, visible or sensible without it being there, and then you decided, no, let's do the other way around. And how was that bit of practice that we had? Was it any way, did it do anything with it? I mean, it did something. We had a lot of fun, but
Was soll ich jetzt? Nee, ich glaube, ich brauche gar kein Mikrofon, oder brauchen wir ein Mikrofon? Doch.
Also ich finde ja vor allen Dingen natürlich bei dem ersten Film gleich, das ja sehr an ein Musikvideo erinnert und sehr an Michael Clark, dann sofort musste ich natürlich daran denken, mit dem ich auch sehr eng gearbeitet habe. Michael Clark ist eigentlich ein Royal Ballet-Tänzer und kommt aber auch in den 80er Jahren ganz eng mit The Fall zusammen und hat Musikvideos gedreht und hat auch mit Charles Atlas so eine fiktive Dokumentation gedreht, und das hat mich stark daran erinnert. Ich weiß nicht, ob da überhaupt daran gedacht wurde, dadurch, dass ihr das ja auch viel geguckt habt. Und generell der Bezug natürlich jetzt mittlerweile in den Musikvideos, wie das alles verschwimmt heutzutage, kennen wir ja. Wir haben ja auch ein Beispiel mitgebracht, ich weiß nicht, ob das interessant ist jetzt hier, wie auch, ich weiß nicht, ob von euch alle den Skandal mitbekommen haben oder die Aufregung, als Anne-Therese de Kersmaker sich beklagt hat, dass Beyoncé Teile oder sehr viele Teile aus ihrem Stück Rosa Stams Rose wirklich kopiert hat und geklaut hat, und sie wollte sie dann auch vor Gericht bringen, weiß gar nicht, wie das ausgegangen ist. Also man sieht, mittlerweile verschwimmen ja sehr auch die Grenzen zwischen den verschiedenen Genres, und wie die Musikwelt den Tanz auch nutzt, ist momentan vor allem Solange, die Schwester von Beyoncé, also da gibt es ganz, ganz viele Beispiele, wie der Tanz jetzt immer mehr auch eine andere Rolle bekommt als dieses klassische Frontal-Abfilmen oder virtuose Tanzen wie bei Missy Elliott oder sowas, wie das wirklich neue Mischungen sich auftun, wie eben auch Wolfgang Tillmanns mittlerweile macht, auch Musik, ist ja Fotograf und ist jetzt auch die Performance gewechselt. Musik war ja immer nah, dem war er immer sehr nah, und hat auch Musik wieder aufgedreht. Und ja, also ich finde das ganz wunderbar, wie sich das alles vermischt, und ja, also ich sehe da viele Einflüsse von den Sachen, die ihr gesehen habt, was mir Tobi so erzählt hat, und würde viel experimentieren. Schön zu sehen. Weiß nicht, ob wir jetzt noch Beispiele sehen oder wie wir jetzt noch weitermachen.
Film haben den von Null gezogen auf den tollen Stick.
Okay, was?
Den Beyoncé-Film.
Ja.
Ja, können wir mal gucken. Ein bisschen Beispiele gucken.
Beyoncé versus Anne-Theresa hier oben. Oder guck mal, welcher ist es denn von beiden? War das Richtige?
Ja.
Das hier? Okay.
Für Anna-Theresa sicherlich. Aber auch sie, ihr wird ja vorgeworfen, geklaut zu haben. Deshalb ist es tatsächlich, wie du sagst, die Autoren.
Ja, aber wer hat dann diesen Tag, wie sieht es mit den Tänzern aus? Die sind ja, das kommt ja immer mehr eigentlich gerade auch, dass die Tänzer anfangen dann zu sagen, ja, ich habe ja auch Teil an der Performance, ich bin jetzt ja nicht nur ein ausführendes Element, sondern ich bin ja auch Mitchoreograf.
Also das wäre vielleicht was so, jetzt gar nicht um das in dieses Beispiel, also bei dem Beispiel zu bleiben, sondern auch die Frage, ist jetzt derjenige oder diejenige, die Autorin, die das Dokument schafft, wo findet Choreografie statt oder choreografisches Denken in dem Sinn, weil es ist ja nicht nur per se ein Draufhalten auf der einen Seite, sondern also man sieht es ja auch irgendwie, dass das, wenn the making of dieser Teil von dem, wie heißt denn eigentlich der erste Film? Der
ist ja auch, kann man sonst auch noch Embellishment.
Ah, okay, ja. Dass es ja eigentlich darum geht, auf sich so eine Zusammenarbeit einzulassen. Also dass man kaum noch wirklich sagen kann, wo findet der choreografische Gedanke statt. Also es ist eigentlich jetzt nur eine Dokumentation oder eigentlich schon ein Prozess. Deswegen finde ich es gut, das auch zu sehen, dass es ein bisschen klarer macht, wie sich ein Körper auf die Kamera einstellen muss, einfach muss, aber sich die Kamera natürlich auch wiederum den Körper verfügbar macht, was ihr vorhin gesprochen habt.
Aber sprechen wir Deutsch?
Ja, I was following you, sorry. Relating to movement and the body, I think it's more like almost a principle or a way of thinking about the montage, the organization, the way that you want to represent time or movement. You know, what you guys can do so well on film is that you can just change location. For example, like this, you know, so there's like there is, I think, a wonderful extension in film possible for a choreographic idea that literally with dance you could never do. So I think you also had quite a challenging task to capture dance and not choreography. So it was very open, but at the same time, and that's what I mean, I think the choreography is almost in between, or like maybe it's a negotiation, and it doesn't look so much at the, for me, I don't look for a script, but more like for the documentative or documentative character of what you do. So it's like, so for me it's more in between. There's like the live act, and then there's the camera, and somewhere in between is negotiation, which I would then call choreography, and not as authorship. So it's not that you signing something by saying I'm choreographer. So that's mostly how I watch the works.
Let's get back to the capturing of a performance. You told me when we spoke before about that Michael Clarke isn't really fond of documented performances of his.
Yeah.
How does he approach it, or how was the process when somebody filmed it, or when you apply to festivals, or?
Yeah, of course. This is the thing for a lot of choreographers. They never hand out really documentation of the performances, or they really just give it out to promoters. Because if you just put a camera in front of the stage, of course, you will never get the performance and understand what it is. So you have to, for the camera, you have to change it and work differently with the camera. No? So there are a lot of examples. Of course, Most Cunningham had this close collaboration with Charles Atlas. They did a lot of films that it works, which really were produced for the camera, but then also went on stage and had to be changed, or vice versa. For example, for the camera, he really was fantastic to find ways to make, to give a deepness to the frame he's showing his choreography to. He had, of course, also to change a bit his way how choreography is then placed within this frame. He cannot go. He changed it from horizontal more to vertical. The arms were going more into the front, so he could create. So, of course, choreography then needs also to change for the camera. You need to, but then on the other hand, the camera also offers chances, no, to be more, to look more closely at certain things through the edit, through light, through various things. No? So, but there are all these different approaches we know from all different people also now in the recent times, like Adam Linda I work close with also. He produced also a stage performance for the same piece, Parade. He also did them together with the filmmaker Shiva Nashad, a film production, and to really also try to understand what it needs to make this performance, this to bring it into camera so it can live on and not just be seen on stage. No? So, but and Alexandra Bacchisi, for example, I think the Tate Live Room. I don't know if everybody knows this concept. The Tate. I don't know how many years ago they started this. They dedicated a place or one room in the Tate for which is just really, I think, 30 meters or something really small. For they gave it to performance artists or photographers mainly, and they had to produce a work, and which was then streamed online. And this was the performance, the streaming online. So they really worked specifically for this. So of course they had to create and work.
Maybe you can also watch it. We have it on the computer, I think, because
Alexandra Bacchisi, this is the example. She's often working, producing pieces which work on stage and then makes versions for museums, installation work. So.
And because like Trio A has got the subtitles, the mind is a muscle, and it really fits. If you see it now, you see it.
The ease with which the body moves its arms is a delight to the ordinary observer. The arm is extended towards the target by a wave-like propagation of a bend that travels from the base of the arm towards the tip. Similar bend propagation is seen in other arm movements, such as locomotion and searching. An important control variable in reaching movement is the bend position in space and time. The propagating bend is accompanied by a wave of muscle activation whose level correlates with the velocity profiles of the bend movements. The muscles in these structures not only create the movement, but also supply the skeletal support. The arm lacks either external or internal skeletal elements. The arm can bend at any point in any direction and can elongate, shorten and twist with the ability to execute various sophisticated tasks such as catching a target, building a shelter, manipulating objects and opening a jar. The different reaching movements vary in speed and distance, but maintain a basic velocity pattern repeated in both target-oriented and spontaneous movements. The control of such a wide freedom of movement is highly distributed in the body with the low freedom of the limb, compared to assume that the...
I'd like to introduce everybody else in the team who's also...
I think this is very nice, the transition, how they go into the
discussion.
The discussion. That's what you want to show.
Yeah, just like this quick transition from performing to documenting and talking about performance.
You can see the space.
Hello, welcome to the performance room where Alexandra, the artist, is going to join us to answer questions, having just disentangled herself from her performance. You can put questions to her via the usual channels of Facebook.
Okay, this is like the Charlie Kaufman moment.
Yeah, it was like what you saw was the performance on. They made this dance piece pretending they don't have any bones. And the text you could hear are from texts on octopus and how octopus move. And this format is really nice because you have like the performance, and the performance is streamed online, and people can like comment the whole time during this process and ask questions. And also it goes. This panel discussion is going to be a performance itself.
Yeah, at this time it depends. Of course, every choreographer does something else, but yeah, she did it like this. They kept on the costume, and it just yeah, it was a smooth transition.
Smooth transition. Okay, I think time is coming to an end. Are there any questions in the audience?
What was the name of the girl? What we've seen right now? What was the
Alexandra Bacicic. She's a Swiss. She's Swiss Greek, but yeah, she's living in Switzerland.
I can write it down for you because it's spelled differently than it sounds.
Bacicic.
Well, perhaps there was just a few questions. It's okay, thank you. About the architecture, putting in scene the swimming pool scene, it seems to appear that there was something like a third party, because the light reflections, the movement of the water on the surface on the wall, appears like a submarine scene, like a motion, like a standing motion. So aesthetically, this is very interesting. And within the different sequences of concrete part, it somehow resembles, for one, the flamenco dancer, the one with the blue and the pink, and on the other hand, of a Asian temple dancer with the same motion, so with the music very contemporary. And I think this aesthetical combination of motion, of expression, of dance, and with the historical context is, in aesthetical terms, very interesting. So it's just a brief remark rather than a question.
Here's the artist who did this piece on the right-hand side with the glasses.
Well done.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us, and